Oh, hello everyone, it's Elmira Ross here. And in the past, I've been talking to you about strategies for growing your list, and in particular, emphasizing this audience first approach. When you engage an audience beforehand, it's so much easier then to develop products, develop service offerings that are right for that market. And it is a long-term approach. You do need to encourage and engage with the audience first before you can do that. And now an awful lot of people have asked me this simple question. Well, who is my audience and where do I find them? Now, clearly in this particular series, I am not going to address this particular question. Who is your audience? I do have a program called Know Your Niche, which will get you clear on that if you are not. But it's extremely important that you are clear and you know exactly who it is you're targeting, or you've got a really good idea, because otherwise you're not going to be able to reach them and engage with them properly online. So know your audience first, know that niche, and then the question is, well, where do you find your target market? Where are they online? And the important thing to do here is research it. And I have a really simple way of doing this. I'm going to share it with you right now. It's very simple. I call it search plus social. This is how it is that you can very easily pick up where to find your target market online and then begin to engage with them. So the first stage is search, and it involves using keywords first of all, and also identifying some of the key players, the people who already have a large audience of the kind of people, who are in your target market. So I'm going to take you out from here onto my online. And the first thing we're going to do is do a Google search. And the Google search, and for now, I'm just going to take women entrepreneurs, because that's an area that is of interest to me. Women entrepreneurs. Okay, so let's look at this. And the first page of Google is going to come up with 1,000 women and global women. Here we are, a network for women, for female leaders. Global women entrepreneurs. Let's have a look at it and see what comes up. Okay, and over here I've got something called SimilarWeb. Now, SimilarWeb is an extension that you can put onto your Google Chrome browser. That's the way in which I use it. It's so much easier. Or you can go to similarweb.com and key in this particular URL, and it will give you the same information. There's a free and also a paid-for service. Now, the free service gives you quite enough information. So there are only 1,500 visits on this every month, and people are not spending a great deal of time on the site. So this is not necessarily a great network for you to be associating. So let's find out. Okay, so people are coming in directly, they're coming in from links, and they're coming in from a search. Geographically, where is it? In the US, in Germany, Canada, Australia, and not the UK. Not really a particularly good place for you to come. So let's go back and pick up something else. Funding female founders, women social entrepreneurs. Women's most powerful female entrepreneurs. Here we are. This looks more like it. You see, news and topics. These are things that are really not going to, but the Female Entrepreneur Association is probably one that is. So let's have a look at this and do the same thing. Come over here and pick up SimilarWeb. Now, this is more like it. This is a much larger audience. You have over 100,000 visits on this every month, and a reasonably good bounce rate, which means that at least half of the people or so, are staying on this site, and they're staying on for, a good chunk of time. So they're really engaged. Now, where are they coming from? Direct, search, links, social. This is what we want to have a look at. But I also want to have a look at the geography, because it's important in giving you an idea of where the women in this coming to this particular site are actually coming from. And you'll notice it's all the English-speaking countries, and there's a good chunk here from the UK. So this looks as if it's a pretty good place for you to go hunting for women entrepreneurs. Then I want to look at social networks. What social networks are people most engaged with this particular association? And it's clearly Facebook. So that's really useful. That's really, really useful information. So the next thing I think I want to do is give you an example of what it's like to put in a key person, a key influencer, someone who attracts a very large following of women entrepreneurs. So it could be someone like Marie Forleo, or it could be someone like maybe Amy Porterfield. So let's have a look at one of them. amyporterfield.com. All right, let's go here. And here it says here, hi, I'm Amy. But let's have a look at SimilarWeb for her site. Even more engaged, 290,000, almost 300,000 visits a month. This is a really, really active website. They're spending a good deal of time here. And again, the bounce rate, about half of these people are staying and spending a good deal of time here. So you know that this is a really good place to find the women entrepreneurs you're looking for. But we're not going to engage with them here. We're going to engage with them. Oh, hang on a minute, I didn't check. But I can probably guess what the geography is like for this. Mostly in the US, of course, because she's American. But this is the one I want to have a look at. Again, it is Facebook. Really, really high engagement on Facebook. So the place to go now for the social side of Search and Social is Facebook. Facebook.com. All right, so come here, and then the first thing we want to do is find the Female Entrepreneur Association, because this was one of the places, and here it is, female. And again, look at the number of likes on this page. Almost 500,000, 445,158. That's a lot of people to connect with. And the first thing to do here is simply to join and start to engage. Comment on people's posts. Add really, really great value with the content that you are providing in your contributions. And then ultimately, you can do things like this. You can begin to, as people come to know you, like you, and trust you, you can begin to promote some of your stuff here. Invite people back to a blog post that you've done. Invite them to join your list, because ultimately, until a person is on your list, they are not in your community. And we can do the same thing with someone like Amy Porterfield. Amy Porterfield. And again, 242,572 likes. A very large community. Do the same thing. Come in here, get engaged. So that's this search plus social tactic. It's really powerful and very, very useful. So next time you want to find your target market online, remember it's search for keywords and key players, and then move to the social networks where those particular high volume, high community people are engaged, and engage with them there. It's the simplest, it's the easiest, and sort of in a matter of what, 5 minutes or so, you've found some really useful places to begin to engage with your target market. So I trust that's been of use to you, and I'll see you on the next post, or speak to you on the next post. Cheers now. Goodbye.